How you doing, everyone? It's Joe from Living the Learn. Out in the woods today, and I had planned on doing 101 projects, but Mother Nature is probably the best memento mori that there is. And when I got out here, decided to hand me my backside. The visibility is improving now, but I have a picture blog which I'm going to post in the Living the Learn community of what I've been out and about doing today. The visibility is getting a bit better, but it was pretty bad when I got here. And you may hear on my tarp that it's also raining, and there seems to be a bit of a thaw going on, so there's also a lot of water coming off the trees. But no day out in the woods is wasted, so I decided to make this little video diary, and I'll show you what I've been at. I decided to run the scenario where I'm trapped out in this kind of thing, which has happened to me in Colin Ready before, so it's a plausible scenario. But just that I got to hunker down for a while until visibility clears up and stuff like that, and we can get out. So I set my tarp up, really simple, really quick, using, we go for a walk. Just to try and save cordage too, because I don't know how long I could be here. A overhand loop with a bit of string. This isn't attached to anything. Toggle my lark's head hitch, which allowed me to get this side up really quick. I've done the same over the far side, without a toggle, just using an overhand loop and a trucker's hitch to bind her down. Then under here, when I had this up, I spotted that my ground coverage is pretty minimal and I don't want my gear lying on the ground and getting wet, so I put up just a really quick ridge line. There's not much tension on it, and it's just up there to be there. I have my tarp bag, which I'm keeping a few bits in to keep up off the ground. So once I had my cover set up, I had to go find kindling. You can see I went off. This is a pretty big bag. It's like a 30 litre bag there, 25 litre, 30 litre. So what I done is I put a blaze on the outside of my tarp because visibility was pretty bad. Again, the pictures will be on the community. So I put a blaze out there, and I do have orange and pink paracord all over the place up here. I took my compass, which is now in the snow. I took my compass and I dialed in, I faced the direction I wanted to travel, and I dialed in my direction of travel. I made a note of the reading on the bottom, didn't touch it. Put my needle in the doghouse, and I walked in a straight line as best I could. I mean, I had a compass with me, so a bit of variation was fine. But to walk in a straight line as best I could, the snow helped with this because I could see my footprints, and gather kindling along the way and on the way back. Absolutely everything up here, because of the thaw, is soaking wet. I am going to try to give a fire a go. I got enough here to maybe give a couple of Kuchansky bundles a go. So I walked, and I set myself a time of 45 minutes. I don't want to be burning through calories or anything like that. Before I left, I set up my Pathfinder cup, just because I don't like being away from camping. My gear is doing nothing, so I set up my Pathfinder cup and my Tokes cup on the other side, just to catch the rain and the water off the tarp for when I'm away. And because snow is a very fuel heavy way of kind of getting water, and the snow here is not of the best quality, so that was there to do that. Gathered kindling, came back. You can see the kindling drying out here. I have a cuppa, which I forgot about, on the go, and that's me set. So I'm warm, my clothes have taken care of it. I'll run through my clothes now in a minute. I drew a quick map of the area I'm in, the time, temperature, stuff like that. And now I'm just kind of sitting tight in the dry. I'm warm. I got my kindling here, which I'm hoping kind of dries out a bit. I'm going to give it a go. We'll see if it's a success before I leave or not. So I might as well run through the gear while we're here, while we're doing what we're doing. On the feet, I got the Loa Zephyr GTX. Great boot. Absolutely soaking on the outside, but I have wool socks on. The feet are warm, the feet are dry. The trousers are nothing special. They're my arbor wear, treated with wax. Kneeling in a lot of snow and stuff. Fine, waterproof. I'm still nice and toasty. The hoodie is an arbor wear double hoodie, or it used to be called their chainsaw hoodie. It's super thick, super warm. I'm sitting here stationary and I'm still nice and toasty. Then underneath me, because I was expecting it to be a lot colder, the wind chill up here can be bad, I have my Snowpack Patrol poncho. In Ireland, I'd always recommend, or in any wet country, kind of having a poncho. They pack down to nothing, and they're nice. It doesn't have to be a Snowpack one, but some sil nylon. It doesn't have to be super heavy either. Some of the military surplus ones can be really heavy. Underneath that, I have my Spondry bus shirt. This is the old school one, old school New Zealand one. It's double layered. It has a merino wool lining. It's also treated with water resistant. I'd like to say knickwacks, but it's whatever Swansea do to it. So I have it doubled up and folded over, and it's acting as a nice insulated seat to keep the touche warm. Most notably, you'll see, is this thing. That's a 511 excursion pack. Rapid excursion pack. It's like a bag that you would see at a festival, you know, those really light bags. But unlike those bags, that one is designed to carry plates and vests. So you can put up to 30 pounds, and I've personally tested it, with plates in it. It can carry 30 pounds very comfortably. It's waterproof, and it's a nice one. And it fits in the back pocket of my jeans. And unlike the festival bags, it comes with double straps, and the straps are actually really comfortable. So it wasn't a bad one. I'm out trying that. I think they're about 15 quid. But just, it's nice to have. It fits down into the water bladder of my bag, or actually the lid of my Pathfinder XL, or my back pocket, which is where it was living today. I have my Kanai. Needs no introduction. Just because I had stuff to do today, I've got other bits in there for projects and stuff, and filming, and everything else is still just a basic 5.6 loadout. There's not much going on in there. It's pretty empty. But I just had some big bulky items to carry up with me today to try and do a bit of filming. And that is really about it. That's all I got with me. So it's been a nice, enjoyable exercise in kind of taking a bit of precautions, thinking outside the box. Yeah, you kind of have to make the best of both, but it was nice to see. I had the camp set up between the tarp, the cups, the blaze, gathering kindling in about an hour and a half. Now, it really kind of showed me just how much kind of cover it is. No matter how quick I got my tarp up, having to collect kindling, wool is great and heavy cotton is great, but I would not want it to get wet, and it was raining pretty heavily when I was out, so I was only too happy to have my poncho on me to just keep me dry. And I got back to my place. I boiled up a quick cup of tea, wherever she's gone there. Got the gas out. I boiled up a quick cup of tea, keep the core temperature regulated, and I'm sitting here nice and toasty and dry, hoping that dries out so I can get a fire going. If I had a bit more time, I'd like to think that I could take a dead standing tree, spend a couple hours making feather sticks. You know, in a scenario like this, it's always best to kind of keep control of your mind. If it was a bad scenario, it's always best to kind of keep control of your mind. So having 8 or 9 sticks to feather stick and keep myself busy while under the tarp wouldn't be a bad shout. But I ain't got the time today. So there you go. Hopefully that'd be nice. I'm gonna have a cup of tea and catch up on some writing and some journal work I gotta do. Hope everybody is safe and having a good time in the woods. Joe from Limit to Learn out.